In 2022, a Toyota Prius crossed 240,000 miles in the Sacramento delivery fleet. 14 different drivers over 7 years, irregular oil changes. The coolant had never once been flushed. The engine was running perfectly. The mechanics didn't understand it, because a combustion engine driven that hard by that many strangers on that maintenance schedule is not supposed to survive. But here's what nobody standing in that lot understood. The Prius that reaches 240,000 miles and the Prius that quietly fails at 130,000 miles are not the same car. They look identical, they drive identically. But inside the engine bay, something completely different has been happening for years, long before any warning light ever came on. Hello and welcome back to Cartoons. Today we're going inside the hybrid combustion engine. Not the battery, the engine itself. And what the data shows is not what the manufacturers want you to find.
Welcome to Cartoons.
There are over 9 million hybrid vehicles on American roads. A significant portion, Priuses, RAV4 hybrids, Honda CR-Vs, are now crossing the 100,000 to 150,000 mile threshold. The window where the first serious mechanical questions begin to surface. And the used hybrid market has never been more pressured. Buyers flooded into used hybrids because the reputation preceded them. They're supposed to last. The first generation data proved it. But that reputation was built on a specific engine, under specific conditions, at a specific mileage range. The generation currently flooding the used market is different. And the failure data coming out of high mileage fleets tells a story that OEM reliability ratings, the ones that stop counting at 100,000 miles, are simply not capturing. The first failure point is one Toyota has known about since the third generation Prius. It is called inverter coolant crossover, and in the right conditions, it is catastrophic. Toyota's hybrid system runs two separate coolant circuits, one for the combustion engine, one for the power inverter. Those circuits run adjacent to each other, separated by polymer seals, designed for a conventional thermal range. The problem is that in real-world stop-and-go driving, the exact profile that defines hybrid ownership, the inverter loop runs hotter than Toyota's original models predicted. Between 80,000 and 130,000 miles, those seals degrade. The two circuits begin to intermix. The result is not a dramatic overheating event. Contaminated coolant flows through an engine whose temperature sensors can no longer read the system accurately. The dashboard reads normal. The car drives exactly as it always has. Until one morning, it doesn't. The first code that typically appears is a P0A93, Inverter Coolant System Performance. By the time that code surfaces, the contaminated fluid has often been circulating for thousands of miles. The head gasket is already compromised. The repairs are already in the 4-figure range. Toyota issued a technical service bulletin addressing this failure in 2013. Not a recall, a bulletin, which means it only gets action if a mechanic actively looks for it. The majority of independent mechanics never have. The owners of those third generation Priuses were never told it existed. The second failure point is structural, and it is not unique to Toyota. The Atkinson cycle engine used in nearly every hybrid on the market today runs at a narrower RPM band than any conventional engine. The electric motor handles everything outside the efficiency window, so the combustion engine almost exclusively runs in that concentrated thermal range. The result is a bore wear pattern that does not appear in conventional engines. In tear-down data from the Honda 2.0-liter ID Tech used in the CR-V hybrid, the ring reversal point sits in the same position on the cylinder wall at the same thermal load for the vast majority of the engine's operating life. Engineers call this top of bore wear. At 80,000 miles, it is imperceptible. At 150,000, it begins to compromise ring seal. At 200,000, if the correct oil specification has been maintained throughout, it may still be manageable. If it hasn't, and in the used market, oil history is almost never verifiable. The compression loss is permanent. Honda issued a revised oil viscosity recommendation for the CR-V hybrid in 2021. Most owners never received it. Most mechanics are still running the original specification today. Both of these failures share one thing. They are predictable, they are preventable, and there are two hybrid engines that have actually solved them. Toyota's 2AR FXE, the 2.5-liter Atkinson engine, introduced in the 4th generation Prius and used in the Camry hybrid from 2018 and the RAV4 hybrid from 2019, is a fundamentally different engineering proposition. Toyota redesigned the inverter coolant circuit after the 3rd generation failures. Higher rated seals, revised stop-start damping geometry. In fleet data past 200,000 miles, the 2AR FXE shows a bore wear profile more consistent with a naturally aspirated conventional engine than with anything that preceded it. The second survivor is less expected. The BMW B48 in plug-in hybrid configuration, as used in the 330e and X3 xDrive 30e, solved the shock problem differently. An electrically actuated disconnect clutch between the engine and drivetrain. No wear cycles, no shock accumulation. The engine only engages when it is already at operating temperature and already at speed. Through 150,000 miles, the B48 hybrid shows a failure rate statistically indistinguishable from the conventional 330i engine. That is not a small achievement. That is an engineering team that understood the problem at its root. The manufacturers who went back to the inverter seals, the bore geometry, the damping interface, and redesigned each one specifically for hybrid duty, built engines that reach 200,000 miles and keep going. The manufacturers who treated the hybrid as a conventional engine with a motor bolted alongside it, built the cars that are quietly failing in driveways and trade-in lots right now. When you design a machine for one world and deploy it in another, the gap between the design and the reality eventually shows up in the data. It always does. The only question is whether you find out before you buy or after. That's Cartoons. Stay clocked in and locked in.